What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is the start of a new mini-series that we're going to do on this channel. If you watched the last videos, you've seen that I got rid of the GSXR and got the 2006 R1 that is sitting behind me, and that's actually in front of me, the CBR 600RR. So the 600RR is what it is. Wasn't in the best shape, but I feel like it's a good opportunity for us to experiment. So what I'm going to entitle this mini series is Project Resurrection. RR. Yeah, because I'm that crafty. Resurrection. So the goal of this is going to be, with a budget, let's say $200. We'll give this a $200 budget to completely change this bike. I will give you a walk around here in a minute, but first, the intro. So, as you can see over my shoulder, that is the 600RR in question. I'm going to give you guys a quick walk around, show you all of the issues with the bike and what we're going to address with this $200 budget to see if we can completely change the way this bike looks. So let me give you a quick walk around. So upon first look, it's obvious that the previous owner did an absolutely savage burnout. Bottom of the M4 exhaust is completely covered with rubber, along with the license plate and probably everything else. The tail section has definitely seen better days. The rear seat, good shape, but dirty. Got the battery on the battery tender. The fuel tank cover actually doesn't look too awful bad. Has the Pro Grip carbon fiber or whatever this is. Tank protector, stomp grip sides. That actually doesn't look too bad. The upper fairings here does have some scratches on it, along with the side fairings. The previous owner, actually 2 owners ago, actually dropped this over. So we are going to be able to reuse these fairings, I believe. The upper fairing does have some scratches there. Try to step over this without killing myself. Front fender appears to be in good shape. Front tire looks good. Got some scratches on this side of the upper fairing. This side is more of the same. Stator cover, a little bit scratched up. This fairing is a little bit chewed up. If I can find it cheap enough, I will replace it. If not, I will trim that and make it kind of look right. This right here will be completely repainted, obviously. This upper piece actually looks pretty good. Side pieces look okay. Rear peg assemblies have been spray painted, it appears. Like I said, the tire definitely needs replaced. And this peg is going to need replaced. Looking at it, this entire rear set may need replaced. It looks a little bent. So we may end up trying to fix that. But other than that, I believe that's going to be what we're going to address. The bike does start up and everything. Do need some bar ends. This could use polished. Maybe get new levers depending on if they're in the budget or not. But that is the bike in its entirety. So let's get started on this. So if you watched in some of the other videos, you guys know that I absolutely love to spray paint things. So I'm actually going to use rattle cans on this bike. 1, it's cost effective. 2, it looks pretty decent. And 3, see the first 2 reasons. So I'm going to take off one piece of this bike and give you a sneak peek of the color that we have chosen. Should be no surprise if you follow this channel or you know me personally. May change it up later on, but for the sake of this project, that's what we're going to do. So let me get this front fender off and we'll go from there. So right now I've got the front fender in the sink. Going to get a quick wipe off. Going to scuff it up with some 800 wet sandpaper. Try to get it cleaned up best I can. Then shoot some primer on it. So let's sand it and I will show you the priming process and all that. Okay, the front fender is wet sanded for the most part. Hit it with 800 wet. Missed a couple spots. I got them, but they're not as dulled down as the others. So I'm going to hit it with a quick tack cloth. Make sure there's no residue on it. Then we're going to shoot the first coat of primer on it. Got it on my handy paint tripod. It's my old tripod that broke at the top, but it makes a perfect motorcycle part holder for whenever I'm trying to paint. So let me finish tacking this down and we will shoot some primer, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're using is, if this will focus, a Rust-Oleum sandable primer. It is white. I actually used this for a couple other projects and it did quite good. The good thing is it is not costing us any toward our budget because I did already have this, as well as 1 can of the color we're actually going to do. So we're going to go ahead and start spraying this. Very light first coat, just to get it covered. Look for any imperfections. And like I said, this is sandable primer, so we can sand out imperfections if need be. The camera goes a little crazy. It's because I'm not exactly looking where I'm recording, as I'm trying to get this laid pretty even. Make sure to hit all edges. The good thing about the front fender is it was in very, very good shape. So there's going to be little to no actually like finish sanding this before we shoot color. So looking at it, it does look like we are covered everywhere. And for those asking, no, I could not remove this, and I could not remove this, as it is actually riveted in, and it is actually hidden by the brake line, so I'm not too worried about that anyway. Missed a spot right there. And that looks pretty good. Make sure we got all of the edges here good. Not too worried about the inside of the fender, as you cannot see it anyway, but do want to get the edges well covered. So I believe that is it for the primer coats. So as soon as this dries, I'm going to give it about 20 minutes and then we will shoot some color to it. So this is the color we're going with. It is a Krylon Color Master Paint and Primer in Gloss Pumpkin Orange. Like I said, if you know me, you kind of knew it was going to be orange. It's just kind of going to be a fun little project. We may actually change it up later. But for this project, we're going to do a bright, bright orange to match the Corvette. So it is still over there drying. The garage is a mess. The walls are finally going away from these multicolored to solid white. So look for that in a future video. I'm actually vlogging on it, but it's taking a while, so it'll be a while before that video comes out. But that is going to be the colors. So as soon as that dries, we will shoot this color to it. Alright, so it's been about 20 minutes. It is dry to the touch, so we are going to shoot a couple coats of the Gloss Pumpkin Orange, a couple test spurts, and going to lay down a very, very light first coat and then build on that. Now this paint does come out pretty strong, so you definitely have to put on multiple light coats onto it, or it does seem like it likes to run. But the good news is you get very, very good coverage out of it. Make sure we get those corners good. And at least get a little bit of coverage on everything. Now, for some reason, this is looking on the camera a lot brighter of an orange than what it is. It's almost looking like a yellow, but it is actually kind of a dark orange. So, that is the first coat. That is what we're looking like. Got pretty good coverage out of it. A little spurt right there. But all in all, not too bad for the first coat on the first piece of Project Resurrection. Got a couple little spurts there just to get some coverage that I missed. But all in all, I'll let this dry a couple minutes, tack up, and then we will shoot it again. So as you can see over my shoulder, that is 3 coats of color. So we're going to wait for it to dry. I want it to kind of almost get completely dry, and then we're going to shoot the matching clear coat on it. This is what I actually used on the ZX6 gas tank. Same clear, did really, really good. So we're going to see what it looks like on here. Although this part right here is a little misleading. The no drips, definitely drips. This is more like it. No runs. I definitely had 1 small run, so that's kind of like fake news. So as soon as that dries, which it's actually pretty glossy now, as you can see from the little montage I posted before this, it's actually pretty glossy as is. But just want a little extra layer of protection. I don't think this would hold up if we did not, because this is the front fender. Obviously, it's going to take all the brunt of the bugs, the rocks, everything. So I'm going to shoot a couple coats of clear, and then we're going to let it dry overnight. See what this looks like tomorrow. All right, so we've got the Krylon clear. If it will ever focus, probably not. There we go. And I'm going to shoot some mist coats and then layer on there a little heavier. Okay, there is the first all over mist coat of the clear. So I will let it tack up, and then we will start laying the clear to it. I'm going to shoot for 3 total coats, and then it should be done. Okay, so next day now, the fender is now dry and installed on the bike. So that is going to be the new color of the bike. Just got to figure out something to do with the wheels. But overall, that came out pretty good for a rattle can paint job. Give a front view there. Looks pretty good. So this is where we're going to end this part 1. I'm going to do the tail section next, and probably move to, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. So I will see you guys on the next video. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not, and I appreciate all the support. So I'll see you guys on the next video.